Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're standing on the edge of a colossal battlefield, diving right in to the opening moments of one of the most important texts in the world, the Bhagavad Gita.
And the whole thing kicks off with this single, anxious question from a blind king, Dhritarashtra. See, he can't see the battle himself, so he's asking his advisor, Sanjaya, who's been given this kind of divine sight, to be his eyes and ears. This one question basically opens the floodgates for everything that's about to unfold.
And make no mistake, this is not just any old battle. This is a massive civil war. You've got two branches of the exact same royal family, the Kauravas and the Pandavas, squaring off on this sacred battlefield called Kurukshetra, ready to fight for the very future of their kingdom.
So on one side, you have the 5 Pandava brothers. We're talking legendary heroes, like the powerhouse Bhishma and the unmatched archer Arjuna. But look who they're facing, their own 100 cousins, the Kauravas. And here's the devastating twist. The Kaurava army is being led by men the Pandavas absolutely love and admire, their own great-grandfather Bhishma and their beloved teacher, Drona.
Now, before a single arrow is fired, the entire battlefield just erupts. It's this incredible symphony of war cries and instruments. It's like a declaration of power, you know? It's psychological warfare before the real fight even begins, and it all starts on the Kaurava side.
And just get a load of how this plays out. It's this escalating call and response. First, the Kaurava commander, Bhishma, lets out a roar and blows his conch shell, and his whole army just explodes with noise. But the reply? Whoa! From their amazing chariot, Lord Krishna and Arjuna blast their own divine conches. And then the entire Pandava army joins in. The sound is just thunderous.
The sound from the Pandava side is so incredibly powerful, so world-shaking, that the text says it literally tore the hearts of their enemies. I mean, think about that. This isn't just noise. It's a clear signal of the sheer power and maybe even divine favor on the Pandava's side, and it absolutely shakes the Kauravas to their core.
So this is where we meet our main guy, Arjuna, right at the peak of his powers. He hears the roar of his army, he sees the enemy lined up. He is the picture of a perfect warrior, confident, focused, and totally ready to fight for what he believes in.
He turns to his charioteer, who, by the way, is actually the Lord Krishna in disguise, and he makes a request. He says, "Hey, take me to the middle of the battlefield, right between the two armies. I want to get a good long look at the people I'm about to destroy."
But this one request, a request that comes from a place of pure warrior confidence, is about to lead to his absolute undoing.
Krishna's like, "You got it." But he's got a plan. He doesn't just park the chariot anywhere. He pulls up right in front of Bhishma, the head of the family, and Drona, the teacher who taught Arjuna literally everything he knows about fighting. So the view Arjuna gets isn't an army of faceless enemies, it's a horrifying family reunion.
And as he looks across the battlefield, it's not just Bhishma and Drona he sees. It's everyone. Uncles, cousins he played with as a kid, his teachers, even sons and grandsons. He suddenly realizes that to win this kingdom, he has to personally kill the very people who make up the fabric of his entire life.
And that sight just breaks him. This incredible warrior, fearless just moments ago, starts to tremble. His mouth goes completely dry, his whole body starts to shake, and his legendary bow, the Gandiv, literally slips right out of his hand. This isn't just him changing his mind. It's a total physical and psychological collapse. He is just completely overwhelmed by grief and compassion. His entire worldview flips on its head. He turns to Krishna and starts making this passionate, almost desperate case for why this war, the very war he was ready to die for, is completely and fundamentally wrong.
He asks this question that echoes through time, right? What good is winning a kingdom? What's the point of pleasure? What is the point of living if you have to build it all on the bodies of the people you love? He totally rejects the very thing he was just fighting for.
And this is why the Gita has gripped people for thousands of years. Arjuna's crisis is our crisis. You know, it's not just some story about an ancient war. It's basically a user's manual for life, and it tackles those huge moral dilemmas we all face when what we're supposed to do goes against everything in our heart.
And Arjuna isn't just being emotional here. He lays out a logical argument. He says, first, killing our family is a terrible sin. Second, when we kill the elders, we destroy our family traditions. Third, without traditions, society will fall into chaos and corruption. And finally, he says,
This will dishonor our ancestors so much they'll lose their place in the afterlife. To Arjuna, the price of winning is the complete destruction of his entire world.
So he brings it all back to this simple, heartbreaking point. Even if his cousins are the bad guys, it just can't be right to kill them. How can we possibly be happy, he asks, if that happiness comes from slaughtering our own family?
And all of this leads us to the final, absolutely crucial moment of this first chapter. Arjuna has made his case, he's poured out his heart, and now he acts on it.
He does the one thing a warrior is never supposed to do. He's so overcome with grief that he just throws down his bow and arrows, the symbols of his entire identity and duty, and he just collapses onto the seat of his chariot. He officially refuses to fight.
And everything stops. A warrior's most sacred duty is to fight for what's right. But what do you do when that duty forces you to do the unthinkable? Arjuna's crisis has brought this entire war to a grinding halt, and his despair now demands an answer from his charioteer, from Krishna. And this is what sets the stage for one of the most profound spiritual conversations in all of human history, which is where we'll pick up next time.